Hello, good morning. I am Dr. Mrs. Juliet Hassana Okibai-Moneme, the CEO and the founder of the Educators Empire Foundation. This morning, we'll be discussing effective stress management. Effective stress management. Remember, in our last discussion, we discussed stress, we discussed definition of stress, and then we looked at common personal stressors, certain things that easily could cause you stress, which ranged from workload, that is your office, your work, the work you do as a person, range to relationship. We even went ahead to talk about, apart from relationship, that's toxic relationship, then we looked at even life-changing stories, that is life metamorphosis, as common personal stressors. So in this particular segment this morning, we'll be discussing effective stress management or effective stress management techniques. One of the most effective stress management technique is breathing exercise. Breathing exercise. You learn simple breathing techniques to reduce stress and promote relaxation. Sometimes you realize that when you observe, remember there are stress indicators. When you realize that you are becoming highly irritable, you are sweating profusely, even maybe under AC, your limbs or your hands are becoming tired, and you are feeling some inner heat or some kind of, or feeling limbs numbing and the rest of them, it is expected of you that you take some breathing exercise. The breathing exercise, you could do it in 5 different times at a stretch. That's all you need to do is take a full deep breath and then you release. You take a deep breath, you release. Now, what do I mean? That is just as we are now. What you need to do is you take a deep breath, hold the breath, and then you release it. You take a deep breath, and you release. You take it through the nose, hold the breath for some seconds, and then you release through the mouth. It reduces stress and keeps you fresh. Then physical activities. You know, the importance and the impact of physical activities cannot be overemphasized. It can be overemphasized. Physical activities or exercise remains actually one of the best ways of handling stress. You know that even putting a music that you like and then you dance to it can actually reduce stress. Yes, if you're a music lover, just put that music, dance to it in your local way, in your traditional way, your cultural way, for some minutes. It reduces stress. You could walk around, take some 100 steps times 10 or 100 steps times 100. It will help you relieve stress. You could do brisk walking to help you reduce stress. For those that are young and their hearts can carry them well, you can run for some few meters. Run and then walk, slow walk, brisk walk, walk around. For those of you that lives maybe in an estate, you don't have excuse, just find time and then go around, just stroll around, and you just realize that your stress level will come down. You can as well move with some people with some like minds. If maybe you are the type who don't like walking alone like me, just getting up and walking alone, you can get your neighbors, your friends, your children, depending on your age, your colleagues, just fix time, and then you can walk around. You can brisk walk, you can jog, you can skip, use skipping rope. Anyone that is, you can even use your staircase if it's those whose offices or their houses have staircases. Just walk on them, walk up, come down, do it severally. It reduces stress. It's one of the ways to manage stress. And then another way is mindfulness. Discover mindfulness practices to calm the mind, increase self-awareness, and reduce stress. And practices of mindfulness is that you consciously and deliberately tell yourself that nothing is at stake. You see, there are times when you are looking at a particular problem and then you are telling yourself, how do I solve this? How do I solve this? And another question you should ask yourself is, assuming you are not alive, who would have solved it? Won't that problem still remain? Or will you have remembered that problem if you're in your grave? So sometimes you need to tell yourself that nothing is at stake. Don't tell yourself you are behind schedule. Don't tell yourself you are not reaching, you are not meeting up. There is actually no one you are meeting up with. You have your own life track, which is quite different from somebody else's own. So there is the word or the phrase meeting up. Meeting up with what? Meeting up with who? Who is on the same life track with you? You are on your own life track. Just keep track and keep focus. Yeah, sometimes some things you really expect, oh, by now you expect that this thing will have worked, but now it's not working. It doesn't mean that it will not still work. Keep being focused and then try other different methods, and you realize that what you really may have been thinking will not work, will work, and it will come at its own pace. So you need to take deliberate action to reduce stress on yourself. Don't overbloat your faults. Rather, overbloat your achievements and downplay your faults and your failures. Because actually what we call failures are actually several attempts that prove to you that via that channel, success is not there. That is what we call failure. That following this channel to achieve this, it won't work that way. It's just like a common failure is that when you get a basket and you try pouring water there, you realize that the water keeps draining off. So it's not that you have failed in keeping or collecting water. You have just learned that baskets cannot keep water. And so next time you wouldn't try using basket. So it's not a failure. You have just realized that you can't use basket to keep water. So make a deliberate attempt. Mindfulness is what I have just explained now on how to manage stress. And then I said self-awareness. You need to be self-aware of whatever you are doing. Don't be cajoled into anything. Don't be cajoled into thinking a different way. Whatever is not positive and is not really adding to relieving your stress is adding to the stress. And we'll stop here briefly for a break, as in the next series we'll discuss developing resilience, and the next series will be discussing developing resilience. I still remain Dr. Juliet. Hassana Okipaimouaneme. Remember, the Nigerian Education of Our Dreams series has a lot to offer to us. So this time around, we are looking at stress management and developing resilience. God bless you and have a wonderful time.